I mean, companies like Petrobras in Brazil, the North Sea is relatively stable. I mean, these guys still produce even when oil, comes down. Obviously, once you go below kind of 50, maybe they cut back. But, Petrobras, they need those oil revenues for the Brazilian economy. Guyana, West Africa. There's a lot of regions around the world that are, I think are going to be pretty bullish in producing, in any kind of price environment. But obviously, oil prices going down, global recession is, we see that these things drop very quickly as sentiment changes. We've
Right.
seen that in shipping.
I'd also add just like every couple of years is an accident offshore. If it happens in a first tier market, like a Deepwater Horizon, I think it pushes the whole thesis into the gutter. Maybe Brazil keeps going, it doesn't matter, but you lose Gulf of Mexico, you lose North Sea. I think it takes a lot of steam out of it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys the safety is quite strong. That's
But
probably
it's
lower
still
on my list.
accidents.
Still accidents. I mean, you could see a bad hurricane. These things they're pretty resilient. But yeah, I mean, the global lobby against really any oil drilling and offshore drilling continues to grow. And so if you had another significant environmental event, that is obviously, would be quite poor for the industry. But also, offshore drilling is growing. There's Thailand's growing, random places in Southeast Asia are growing, West Africa, Namibia has, they continue to grow. So there's a lot of new horizons kind of in the sector. And a lot of the places now that are starting to produce oil or that are increasing oil are places that really need the revenues from that oil. The Norways of the world, if they need to pull back a little bit for whatever reason, they're kind of happy to do that. They've got 5 million people. They've got $1 trillion in their sovereign wealth fund. But the guys in West Africa, they're going to be trying to get every dollar out of this thing and need it for their society and for their population. So I think that dynamic, is really interesting. Plus, in like Guyana, for example, Exxon and Hess and these guys, you're investing so much money, you can't just shut this. You don't just shut it down. You don't pull back. The marginal, dollar from a lower cost of barrel is worth it to produce based on the investment cost to date. So there's going to be a lot of production offshore, and it's getting trickier and trickier onshore with ducks and just the well life. These guys can't deploy the capital they want to. So it seems bullish, but it's obviously a volatile sector.